a redirection, a step, a loss, and a comparison, and the effects that they bring to you. This is the Think Your Reality Podcast, episode 38. Hang on, here we go.
Your destiny is by your design. Getting what you want in your professional life is gained by following a series of steps created by your mindset. Are you ready to start the journey? This is the Think Your Reality Podcast. Here's Mike Sims.
Hello again, and good to have you here. It's Mike Sims. This is the Think Your Reality Podcast. I would love to touch base with you guys and find out where you are in your steps towards your greatness, as I do believe it is coming for you, whether it be through this podcast or any other. We need to get you where you deserve to be. We become what we think about. This has been proven on many occasions with some of the world's most notable, successful people to support it. We do think our reality. With that being true, we have to be vigilant about what we invest our mental time doing. We get back that which we focus on. Biblically, we reap what we sow in thought and action. Or you've heard whatever goes around comes around in thought and action. The great takeaway is we control our mind, thereby our destiny. Providing you understand and practice this, most do not use this on the way to living their hopes and dreams. We need to redirect the mind. The split second our thoughts do not serve our goals and purpose in life. Recognizing the moment that your thoughts are disempowering when you are rehashing a problem, when you recall an issue with a coworker or family member, you need to stop immediately at that time and redirect the thought process back to your dreams. If we think our reality, and we do, this is a critical step toward the creation of the best version of you and you achieving everything you have ever wanted for your life. It is, in fact, as simple as that. When you have determined there is something that hinders your progress, don't ignore the problem or situation before you. It will be waiting for you when you get back from that mental field trip trying to avoid it. Take a step back for a second and see it from a different angle and re-engage in finding its solution. Ignoring will never make it disappear. You know that's not going to happen. When we face and embrace, we control and uphold. We uphold our faith in ourselves, the resiliency within, and the commitment to our goals and dreams. That is the kind of force that is literally life-changing and completely unstoppable. Be certain that the issue is worth your time and attention. The split-second decision to address or retreat will have a lot to do with how long that problem remains on your plate. Step back, step aside, and step up. Sometimes a problem does not need to be addressed immediately, especially when it's someone else's problem. Clearly, this does not apply to a person's safety and well-being, needless to say. In most cases, however, you can afford to step back from it and be still and be quiet. Let the mind be quiet and assess what's going on. Let your mind calm and assess the real situation. Real meaning you have to gather your thoughts and not knee-jerk react to what's been put before you. Decide what are the critical points of the issue and address those accordingly and cast aside the rest. Step aside and see if it reveals itself to you over a short period of time. Let the thing play out a little bit before you act. And then step up with a renewed sense of confidence that the problem was a lot smaller than originally thought and can be dismantled, dealt with, and discarded. You've heard me say this before, and I will say it again. It's not a loss, it's a lesson. The only instance in life I can think of where a loss is truly a loss is the passing of someone you love. I experienced this with the death of my dad in 1987, and I'll be completely honest with you. I still have not completely come to terms with it this many years later. I believe everything else has a solution to it, just not readily seen at this time. But being patient in this situation will serve you well. Be at ease with looking at the loss and learning the lesson. This is a great example of the 180-degree theory. Many people see a loss as the reason to abandon their dreams. It didn't work. Forget it. I'm out. Remember, a loss, a mistake, a misstep is actually where your story begins. It's the critical decision point discussed in an earlier episode that you state your intent and what it is that is in your heart. A loss comes with it a lesson. History tells us that those lessons bring with it the seed of a better opportunity than you first sought. Don't lose the lesson. Gain and attain. The split-second decision made at the time ensures the path to your success. Who do you compare yourself to? My mom was famous for doing this to me and my siblings when we were kids, and it was always someone bad that she referenced us to. The true answer is quite clear. You are only permitted to compare yourself to yesterday's you. If today's person is further along the path to your success, you are doing just fine. Make this a habit, and you will be further along and so far down the road to success than you thought initially. The great journey takes but a step in the right direction repeatedly. As I wrote in I Am, I Can, I Will, the road to success is always under construction. Be better today than yesterday, but not as good as tomorrow. Slow and steady wins the race. Most people want success, and they want it fast. It doesn't work like that. Tell yourself something often enough, and it becomes ingrained in your mind. When I talk to someone and they say something positive, I ask them to repeat it 3 times. When we talk about what their subconscious mind heard and the effect it will have, this is very simplistic and yet extremely powerful. I think people often discard it because it is in fact that simple. We as people tend to overcomplicate matters, our lives, work, relationships, etc. Make the commitment to make this change, and from there, every other change for the better is born. My name is Mike Sims. This is the Think Your Reality podcast. Yep, have yourself an absolutely awesome day. You deserve nothing less.